Hi. So in this session, let's start writing some classes, right? Like let's make a class and let's create objects from that. So we have already seen why we want classes, why we want objects. Now we want to create a class and create some objects as well. So for the first few sessions, I'll be taking an example of student class, right? So we want to create a lot of students. So I'll be creating a template by student class name. Okay, perfect. So let's get started. So the way you create a class in Python is going to be this way. So you say class student and then you write your code, right? So the way we write a function, right? And then we put a semicolon around it, a colon to basically write a function. Similarly for a class we'll do this. We don't need these brackets. We don't need to say what are the parameters that are coming in or anything like that. We just say class student, okay? And then after this, here we can write, we'll find out ways that we can define the attributes and the methods that this class is going to have. We'll look at those ways in some time, right? We'll be looking at all that. So, but to create a class, you just need this much, right? There is a small problem. You can't leave a class empty. You need to write something in it, right? So you must have seen a keyword when we were talking about functions, or generally you might have heard of this keyword. It's called pass. So in case you want to have an empty class, you need to write something. But if you don't have anything to write, you can just write pass. That basically means we are telling that this is empty, let it be this way, and we will look at it this later, right? So this basically means we have created an empty student class. If I say just this much, that's going to be an error. It's going to say end of file while parsing. So basically it's saying that I need to have something else, right? I need to see something else. So once we see how to add attributes, how to add methods, we will be able to write that. But right now we don't know all of that. So we'll just write pass. That basically means it's telling Python, don't worry about it. I want an empty class, right? So now it is okay. So to create an object, you have already seen, we have created a lot of objects already, right? We created lists, dictionaries, all those were objects created from that particular classes, right? So to create a student, what you need to do is you need to do this. So this will basically create a student S1 for you. So if you print S1, it's telling you it's a student object, right? It's a student object. It's telling you the memory address as well, and it's telling you this that it is a student object. If you print type of S1, now that's a student type, right? It's a student type. Similarly, if I create a new list, right, and I print type of L, it's telling me that it's a class list, right? So list was the class, here it's a student class. It's just telling us that this is something that we have created, right? Don't worry about that. But the point is it's a student class. When we are creating a list, it was a list class, right? Object of list class. So we already seen lists, we were already using that, right? But now we are learning how we can create our own classes and create objects of such classes. So I've created a student S1. Similarly, if you want, you can create more students. Right? Let's print S2 and S3 both, and both of these are student objects. They are at different addresses because these are two different objects. Okay, so that's how you can create a class, and that's how you can create objects of that class. In the next session, we'll start looking at how can we put data, how can we put methods into these classes so that they are a lot more meaningful compared to what they are right now. Okay, perfect. Thank you.